Hello, beautiful souls. How are you today? It is Friday, November 10th. I want to extend a a moment of gratitude for everyone who's ever served. And I'm a veteran, and it means something completely different today than it did even a year ago. But I still am very proud of my time. I served honorably, and I wanted to extend that moment of gratitude for everyone who's ever served. Today is part two of information that has come to me direct from a being that has crossed over to the other side, but step forward to give lots of disclosure. I will link the first video that came from him, and it is called Orphan to Top Security Clearance, and it'll be linked in the description of this video. So, this one talks about really things that in my journey to truth found some information that was very unsettling. And Kay clears it up in a way that um, I can sit with it in my soul, if that makes sense. Understanding on a completely different level now, thanks to the information that's been given to me. So, buckle up. Let's dive in. This is the question. It's a Q&A type conversation. So that's how I'm going to present it to you. And then at the end, I'll kind of give you a wrap up and some clues to my next video from his information and disclosure. Question: were you involved or were you a member of the Masons or the Shriners? Answer: yes, I was a member of the Masons. I had no involvement with the Shriners. Question: if you were a member of the Masons, what was your rank or role? Answer: they work in degrees. Most people don't realize this unless you research it, but the degrees go beyond the 33rd. My rank was Knights of the East and the West, 17th degree. Question: is there a good and bad side to the Masons? Answer: yes. Like all systems that have been hijacked, there is good and bad. The Masons were mostly good based on masonry and geometry. They were once knights of the glory, knights of honor, the guardians of the holy bloodline, known as the Knights Templars. They came to America long before the Pilgrims. There is proof that the Knights Templars came to America very early on. If you research Cheyenne and Cherokee writings and stories, even hieroglyphs, they speak about the Knights Templars being in America long before Pilgrims or anyone else. There may be other native tribes that may have written about them as well. Indigenous tribes. I mean no disrespect. Question: why were you a member? Answer: part of the Masons that I was a member of, it was an honor to become one because we are honoring and upholding the oath of being guardians and protectors, the Knights Templars. Question: did you work alongside the quote unquote white hats of the day when you were a member? Answer: essentially, yes. I was still in the Army when I became a Mason, and some of the good men that I served with alongside me also became Masons. Some went on to the dark side because for them, the road or the journey was easier on the dark side. Standing up for what is right in the light, and for some, that is not an easy path or journey. And I'm going to stop right here for a pause. There's good and bad in everything. And this was very aha for me because I had always been told erroneously that certain rituals were done beyond a certain degree. And so that if you obtained that degree, then you inherently had been involved with said rituals. And so it didn't leave any area in my mind for there to be a good faction of that degree of Mason. But in all things, in all races, in all subtypes, there's good and bad. And it comes down to free will choice and your soul. A soul can contract to really have a negative polarity life. And so they literally end up in the same space as you, making really bad choices. It's a part of their soul contract, and it's the voice that they hear guiding them. And so I don't sit in judgment of that like I used to. And I have a much better understanding of it. But I just wanted to drive that home because there's so many people that look at the symbology of the Masons and they look at the degrees and they just automatically judge and assume that everyone of that level is bad. And it's just not the case. Like all things, there's good and bad in all races and all subtypes. So, question: the degrees are not requiring BLOOD rituals. Answer: no, the degree themselves are not dark. I believe there's a quote from a very good and popular book series. Everyone has a light and dark within them. It's how they choose to use it that's important. Question: because of the dark beings doing their deeds behind the protection of the degrees of the Masons, is that why people believe those degrees are dark? Yes. Question: did or do the Masons carry on the Knights Templar ideals? Answer: yes. You can see it in the oath. And you know when in the presence who is an oath keeper and who are not. Then he made this statement: the Masons, the Knights Templars, they are more than titles and degrees. They have stood for truth and the true meanings of freedom and sovereignty. I challenge those watching and listening with ears to hear and eyes to see. Research sovereignty. You may find out that the truth has been hijacked again. And that concludes that section of disclosure from Kay. Again, completely mind blown in good ways, really. I have another video that's going to be coming out very soon that is full disclosure of some things in coordination. So some of the information came from Kay, some of the information came from a History Channel program that I watch, and they get full credit for bringing me some information, and then I connected these dots. And so stay tuned to Healing Disclosures for more of the same type information. I again thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Take care.